And continuing our coverage of pro-life news from around the world, this week a young Irish woman receives the 2018 Westminster Award for Human Life, Human Rights and Human Dignity in the UK. Katie Ascough is being recognized for standing up for life in Ireland. You may recall from pro-life headlines, Ascough was impeached from her position last October as Students' Union President at University College Dublin for her pro-life views. She was fully committed to taking a year off to fulfill the duties of the full-time paid position representing the students. However, as Ascough tells me, it felt her classmates were out to get her just for being pro-life. She joined me here during her recent trip to the United States. Katie, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Catherine.
You say you were ousted from your position because of your pro-life views. Can you give us a brief rundown as to what happened?
Sure. So I ran for president of my students' union in March 2017. And when I was running, it was well known before then that I was pro-life. I had been on the news as a pro-life spokesperson. I had spoken at abortion debates on campus. So when I was running for president, I was asked quite a few times what my view was on abortion and what I was going to do because the union was indeed mandated to be pro-choice. So, but I ran for president on so many different issues: mental health, sexual consent, all these different things. And when I was elected, about 5 minutes after my election was announced, some people did start calling for my impeachment because I guess they saw a pro-life president as unacceptable and they didn't want somebody who wasn't pro-choice to be their president. So that kind of, that signaled the start of some potential trouble down the line. And sure enough, at the start of first semester, some of those same students started calling for my impeachment because I had removed some abortion information from a book. But the reason for doing that was it was actually illegal to have the information in the book, and I was risking personal criminal convictions and up to €4,000 in fines for myself and other people if I had continued with those books. So yeah, that's kind of what happened.
So that was a legal issue, not even in regards to a personal view perspective.
Yeah.
And even though you had been democratically elected on your campus, as you just mentioned, you said students were calling for your impeachment. What kind of hostility did you face?
There was a whole bunch of hostility, and it ranged. It was online. It was quite dramatic. There were calls for my death. Those were hard to take. But what really got me was when people would go after my family and my friends and people who were supporting me and campaigning for me. That I just really didn't appreciate that, I guess. So it was difficult. There was a lot of hostility online and on campus, threats of physical abuse, things like that.
Katie, Ireland is historically a Catholic nation, and abortion is illegal except for the case when a mother's life could be in danger. But this year, Ireland will hold a referendum on whether or not to repeal its protection of the unborn. As someone who grew up and lives in Ireland, what is it like to be pro-life in Ireland today, and specifically on a college campus?
It can be very difficult to be pro-life, especially on a college campus where I really do feel freedom of speech is under attack. So if you say you're pro-life, you can almost undoubtedly expect hostility. I mean, in my case, I was removed from a job, and I've seen that happen to other friends as well. And during my impeachment, I remember students coming up to me and saying, you know, I'm pro-life. They'd almost be whispering, I'm pro-life and I've never spoken up about it, but you're giving me hope and thank you. And that meant so much. But I think it's crazy that, you know, pro-life people would feel that way. There's no need. It's not a crazy point of view to simply believe that an unborn child has the right to live. So, I mean, it's upsetting that it is so controversial to be pro-life when it really shouldn't be. But yeah, it can definitely be difficult.
Katie Ascough, thank you for speaking up for the pro-life cause, and thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Catherine.